Today's Dhyana Sloka. Namaha samasta bhutana adibhutaya bhubrute aneka rupa rupaya Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Om Namo Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Salutations to Mahavishnu, first being among all the beings, supporting everyone, including the Mother Earth, manifesting everywhere in manifold forms. Verse 20, Sri Vishnu Sahasranama. Maheshvaso Mahibharta Srinivasah Satam Gatihi Aniruddha Suranandaha Govindo Govidampatihi. Maheshvasah Mahibharta Srinivasah Satam Gatihi Aniruddha Suranandaha Govindaha Govidampatihi. Om Maheshvasaya Namaha. Om Mahibhartre Namaha. Om Srinivasaya Namaha. Om Satangataye Namaha. Om Aniruddhaya Namaha. Om Suranandaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Govidampataye Namaha. This verse has exactly 8 names, 4 in each line, very evenly divided. Now, let us see each of these names. In the previous verses, Mahavishnu has been eulogized as Mahamayaha, Mahotsaha, Mahabalaha, Mahabuddhihi, Mahaviryaha, Mahashaktihi, Mahadyutihi, then Mahadridruk. Now, in the same way, in this particular verse, Mahavishnu is called Maheshvasaha. Maheshvasaha means one having the mighty bow, Dhanuhu. Mahavishnu, as we know, always has the bow Sharanga, Shanga. Rama is also always shown with a great bow, which was instrumental in destruction of many Rakshasas. Even as a small boy, he tackled Tataka and her sons Subahu and Maricha. Tataka and Subahu were of course killed on the spot, and Maricha was thrown to the distant seashore. In Dandakaranya, Lord Rama, with his great bow, finished off Khara, Dushana, Trishira, and their 14,000 army. This he did single-handed, even without the help of Lakshmana. Lakshmana was asked to withdraw along with Mother Sita to a safe place, and Rama tackled the huge Rakshasa army single-handed. Again, Lord Rama, when he wanted to cross the sea for going to Lanka, he requested the sea god to show a way to allow his huge army to pass. When the sea god was unmoved and did not show of any sign of obliging Rama, one of the rare moments when he got angry, and with his bow he made the sea god shiver with fear, and who comes out then with a solution that Nila among the Rama's Vanara army can help a bridge, and he will ensure that the bridge floats. With the same great bow, Rama also killed Ravana and Kumbhakarna. So these things immediately come to mind when we see the name Maheshwasaha. Mahavishnu with a great bow, Sharanga, the righteous by tackling the wicked persons. At the same time, he also protects Mother Earth. The next word, Mahibharta, means supporter of Mother Earth, Bhudevi. Sanskrit word Bharta means husband or supporter or one who helps in solving the problems. When Hiranyaksha, the Rakshasa, kidnapped Mother Earth and hid her deep in the ocean, Mahavishnu incarnated as Varaha. In this manifestation of Varaha, he uplifted the earth from the waters of the deluge, the deep. Now, Bharta also means a supporter or a substratum. He is the support. He is support. He is infinite consciousness for everything that we see around in the world. That way, he is called Mahibharta. Vishnu, Mahavishnu, is a consort of not only Mahibharta, not Bhudevi, but he is also the consort of Sri Devi. Here he is known as Srinivasaha, which is the next name in this verse. Srinivasaha also means one on whose chest Mahalakshmi is always residing. Shri. Shri connotes all glory, power, faculties, strength, prosperity. Because all this always go together with Mahavishnu. These are closely attached with Mahavishnu. So it is metaphorically shown as Mother Goddess Sri Devi residing on the chest of Lord Mahavishnu. But one thing about Mahavishnu, Mahalakshmi, is she never remains permanently in any one place. Even saints and sages have difficulty in retaining her because slightest imperfection, slightest impurity, Mahalakshmi will quietly withdraw. But the one place she will never like to withdraw is the bosom of Narayana, who is without any imperfections whatsoever. No, no impurity, no imperfection can ever disturb the serene essence, the sanctity of the place where Mahalakshmi would like to live. So Mahavishnu is called the permanent abode of Lakshmi, Srinivasa. Sri Devi denotes prosperity and spiritual knowledge. She permanently resides with Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu is the one who protects Bhudevi. He is the one who protects or who is always with Sri Devi. He is also the person who takes care of every pious and righteous person. So he is called Satam Gatihi. Satam Gati means refuge of the good. He who is the final goal for all really virtuous persons. Sajjana, Satjana, good people, Satam Gatihi. He is the Paramgati. He is the ultimate destination, goal for every seeker. The term Gati is used to denote not only the goal but the very moment, the direction, the path. Everything is represented by Mahavishnu. That's why we say Narayana for his devotees is the very direction, the path, the progress, the goal, the Parandhama. Such a person is always very, very keen to protect his devotees. When he's trying to protect the devotees, he will not allow anybody to come in the way. He will not tolerate any sort of a obstruction. That's why he's called Aniruddha, unobstructed. Lord cannot be obstructed or resisted by anyone, especially when he is determined to help his devotees. The best example is that of Prahalada. When Mahavishnu tries to protect Prahalada, he does not allow anything else. When Hiranyakashipu tries to come in the way, he again manifests as the Narasimha Avatara, the manifestation in which he appears as man, partly lion, and tackles him. Similar, similar incident we can also find in Ramayana when Vibhishana seeks refuge with Lord Rama. So many of his companions, including Sugriva, most of the Vanra warriors, they had their own misgivings. They were trying to tell him that, after all, oh Lord, he is the brother of Ravana. We don't know. Maybe he has come as a spy. He will gain our trust and then harm us. But none of these arguments came in the way. Rama said, no. Once I decide, when somebody seeks my refuge, I will take care of him, come what may. So, just like the laws of nature, rhythm and harmony of truth are irresistible. For example, when the sun rises, the living creatures irresistibly absorb energy. Similarly, in the presence of the self, the world gets chilled in their activities. Lord Vishnu, in all his incarnations, always seen as ever victorious, ever irresistible, Aniruddha. He is the one who is protecting not only ordinary devotees, not just human beings, but also the gods. Sura Anandaha. He is the one who gives pleasure even to the divinities. Because divinities, especially Indra, whenever they are threatened, whenever they feel insecure, whenever they are not able to face the problem, the first person they rush to seek assistance is Mahavishnu. He always obliges them. He will take care of them. He will give happiness to them. He will bring ananda to them. So, one who brings ananda, this happiness, even to the denizens of the heavens, that is the suras, is Suranandaha. Now, Ananda, when we talk of, is not just mere happiness, it is absolute bliss. All joys of the world, of the heaven, mental and supermental, supramental, all this happiness which we think are happiness, nothing more than flickerings, but of the same infinite bliss. The infinite bliss is represented by Lord Vishnu, Suranandaha. He brings happiness to the denizens of the heaven. He also brings happiness to earth, Mother Earth, or the cows. He is called Govindaha. Go in Sanskrit has at least four meanings: earth, cows, speech, and Vedas. He is the one, he is the protector of the cows. Again, when we say protector of the cows, we should not mistake him for a mere cow herd. He is not just a cow herd or a cattle grazer. No, actually, it also represents the animal tendencies in us, the animal instinct in us. He is the one who controls the animal instincts and passions in the human beings. Govinda also means one who protects the Vedas, who promotes the Vedas. In the very first manifestation as Matsya, he secured, he brought back the Vedas which were stolen by Rakshasa and restored them to Brahma, the creator, who is the custodian of the Vedas. So, from different points of view, different examples, we'll understand why he is called Govinda. A person, a Govinda, is also called Govidam. He is the Lord of the wise, the Lord of the wise people, the good people. All the seers, all men of wisdom look towards Mahavishnu. They look towards Mahavishnu for salvation, for reaching Parandhama. As go means Vedas, go with or Veda means those who have realized the essential reality in their own being. The Supreme Self, as we know, is within all of us. We are unaware of this. To get this understanding, to realize the presence of the Supreme within us is itself the greatest wisdom. A person having this wisdom is called a seer, a sage, a rishi, and he is the Lord of all rishis. He's called Govidampatihi. So such a powerful and benevolent Lord is always effulgent. Is called Marichihi. Marichi is brightness. Anything which shines, which glows, Marichihi. And Marichihi is the first name of the following verse, verse number 21. We'll see that separately. Thank you. Om Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.